It's time to get your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Oh, yeah, man. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always. And I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame. Today, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, man. It's a big day. It's a big day for us. We just hit 800,000 subscribers on YouTube. You guys did it for us, man. You guys did it for us. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank you guys for the growth of the reality wrestling channel. And I tell you, it's on our way to 900,000 now. But Brad, how you feel, man? How you feel about that? I woke up this morning. That's the first thing I saw was the 800K, and I was like, wow! Big smile just came on my face. I'm serious, and I've been euphoric all day. How you feel, man?
Well, you know what? When I saw that 800K, I was kind of feeling like this, you know. I was excited, man. I was excited to see that milestone because I know just 3 or 4 years ago, we really put a lot of emphasis into the YouTube channel and said, man, we want to make this something special. We want to really try to get to as many people as possible. And we went from whatever it was, 25,000, 30,000 subscribers to within a year, we crossed that 100,000 mark very quickly. And then next thing you know, and we got those play buttons. And next thing you know, is 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. And when we got to 500,000, I said, man, we actually might be able to get to 1 million. Yeah. And then now that we're at 800,000, we're very, very close to that 1 million subscriber mark, which very few people in the world get to, especially in the wrestling space. There's only a couple channels that are even on a competitive level with us. Obviously WWE.
Before, I want to say, for anybody put in for a super chat, save your money. Every chat is going to be a super chat today, just for you guys helping us get to 800,000. Every chat is going to be a super chat. We're going to try to answer as many questions, cool questions as we possibly can here today. We only got an hour, and this is our way of, kind of like giving back to you guys, man, because you guys, definitely are the fuel, the nitric oxide behind the Hall of Fame, as well as reality wrestling. And we want to be able to give you guys just a little piece of the action. So, guys, send in your questions, man. But we're going to be talking about Bad Blood. We're going to be talking about NXT Tuesday going down tomorrow night in St. Louis, as well as reality wrestling is coming up this weekend. We definitely going to have to talk about that. But, Brad, I don't know, man. Where do you want to start?
Well, you know what? We should say this. I think that we start off with a little bit of another great announcement, right? Because we did cross 800,000 subscribers. And one of the things that, Booker and Charmel and Kevin Bernhardt, our director, and myself, we're always trying to think of things that we can do to the channel to, bring you some great content that you're not going to find anywhere else. And so we went to, you were in Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday. I was in Atlanta, Georgia on Saturday. We woke up Sunday in Atlanta, Georgia. Both landed in the airport. And then we spent the day, though, not in Atlanta or in Houston. We spent the day in Austin, Texas. I literally landed, came home, dropped my bag, changed my clothes, and picked you up, and we went to Austin, Texas.
I did the same thing. Yeah.
For a very special reason, and that we're going to be bringing to you exclusively on the channel. And we actually sat down with one of the biggest names of all time in the history of the wrestling business, and he's going to be here inside the Hall of Fame, and that is the Undertaker. The Undertaker is going to be stepping inside the Hall of Fame. We taped the conversation yesterday at his studios there in Austin, Texas. I want to shout out to Matt Lyda and the rest of the team over there that was able to hook that up and make it possible. You were on his show, 6 Feet Under, which is coming soon. And then he's going to be on our show as well, the Hall of Fame. And it was a really great chat. 3 Houstonians, by the way, 2 H-Town legends, but 3 Houstonians were in the building to have a conversation. And it was great. It was an awesome thing. And, obviously you and Taker's relationship goes back a long, long time. And you can tell the mutual admiration and respect that y'all have for one another. I'm sure you enjoy the time as well.
Yeah, man. It was the time went by so fast.
It did.
I swear, man, it went by so fast. Just kicking it with him for literally 90 minutes. That time went by so fast. I didn't even have time to look at the clock or anything because we were just having so much fun talking about life in this business and what this business has become and how it's evolved. Like I say, traveling down memory lane. Ah, man, I miss those times. I miss them. I miss those times. Just like, I said, the ring, that part is what it was. But the camaraderie, man, the friendships, him telling certain stories. I don't want to give any stories away.
Right.
But talking about certain stories that went on back then. And now we're able to talk about those stories. We're able to get those stories out and let the fans actually come behind the curtain just a little bit and see what it was like. So I love it, man. I'm loving actually seeing him actually be able to take the mask off for a second and just be, Mark. It's a beautiful thing that we are still here to, give back, mentor the next generation.
Yeah, man. And some of the stories, like you said, we won't share what you had on his show, and then even on ours, because you did the hour and a half, and then sat down. We did essentially another hour right after that.
Yeah.
And then just got in the car and
that
drove
time
home.
went by even quicker. I swear,
was super
man,
fast.
it went by so fast. So wow, man. How time flies. When you're having fun. That is a true statement.
Yeah. So it was really awesome. Because too, also for me, being from Houston and growing up and watching Monday Night Raw, and the 2 guys who were from Houston were you and Taker. And obviously y'all were my guys because you were from my city. And to be in that room yesterday was another surreal kind of thing. Like when it was me, you and Bun doing that podcast, and then me, you and Taker doing that one. I'm like, what? It's imposter syndrome for me sometimes. So I'm really looking forward to everybody checking that out when it comes to the channel, because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, definitely, man. And that's what, like I said, that's what's so cool about the channel. The channel is growing, and now we're having the opportunity to actually do more, to actually now get on the road and travel and do interviews, actually bring guys in to, get a sit down interview. This thing is getting big, man. It's getting big. And all due to you guys, man, the fans that support Reality of Wrestling, that support the Hall of Fame. Support Brad and Booker T. We really appreciate you guys. We don't take that for granted, and it's just not cliche. If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't be a Hall of Fame. That really is the way I feel about that.
Yeah, I 100% agree, and I'm just excited to see, because look, a million's now like right there. You know what I mean? Like it's right there. It's right there.
Yeah. I've been responding to a lot of the comments today too. Actually, a few of the comments. I'm going to start responding to a few more, just because I really do appreciate you guys for supporting Reality of Wrestling and some of the comments. One of the hottest shows out there, man. Reality of Wrestling strong. Reality of Wrestling getting bigger and bigger. One of the best indie shows out there. And I just want to correct that person. We're not an indie show. We're not an indie show. We're television, baby. We're television show. But now that we really appreciate you guys, and that's why you've been hearing from me today. I really have been on a cloud today because when I woke up, and we've been thinking about this for a long time. When are we going to get to 800? When are we gonna, and we've been watching it like when 1999 rolled around, the year 2000. We was watching it like watching the clock. You know what I'm saying? Amazing, man. Like you say, Brad, for us to go from 20,000 to 800,000 in such a short amount of time, relatively, with a wrestling company, with as well as the Hall of Fame chipping in, is truly amazing. Truly amazing.
Yeah, man. So again, shout out to all the 800,000 plus
800,000 people. You gotta say it like
we're
that.
Checking out the row, man, and we're gonna do some big things to try to even make this content better for you and continue to give you new stuff here on the channel. So, but it was a great ride to Austin to hang out with the Undertaker and Matt and the whole team over there. But also Atlanta. Atlanta was hot, book. Atlanta was hot.
And we didn't get a chance to get to Magic City, though. That's the only thing, man. We didn't get a chance to get to Magic City to get to those hot wings.
We might not have made it to see the to get any of the hot wings, but there were a lot of Georgia peaches running around there in Atlanta.
Yeah, let me tell you, man. Why do the women in Atlanta just want to come out the house naked? They just want to be naked. They just want to scattered ass all over the place. You feel me? And I'm like, come on. I'm like, this can't be possible. This can't be. Why? Hey, come on. So my thing is, I love going to Atlanta, but you got to stay away from that city. You got to stay away. A woman got on the plane, and she had on the outfit. You know, it was so tight. It was so tight. You can see right through it. You can see right through it. And I'm like, why? Why? I mean, this is not even. We got to take a break. The BlueChew is kicking in. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by BlueChew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up, BlueChew.com. BlueChew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, BlueChew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. BlueChew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try BlueChew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank BlueChew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I see a few super chatters already, spent a little money with us. But again, we bless you guys in some way, shape, form, or fashion for sending that little something in for us. Maybe we'll send you a card or something. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But today, all chats are super chats. We're going to try to answer as many questions, cool questions, as we possibly can. So, boom, get your question in. But, yeah, man, Atlanta, Georgia. Big ups, man. I'm glad I moved.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were in the building for Bad Blood. There's a few things that I definitely wanted to cover in that one. But first off, the Hell in a Cell match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Not only was it a hellacious contest, I love when JR used to say that. It's a hellacious affair tonight. You know, JR used to have that great word. But you were right there front row. You were sitting by Jacqueline, a WWE Hall of Famer, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
And then you were sitting next to Lillian Garcia, and y'all were front row for the Hell in a Cell match. So
I just want to be up close and personal with that match right there. I got a lot invested in that match. Of course, CM Punk and we go back a long way. Drew McIntyre, he was there when, things were happening in the locker room. And he saw a lot of things as far as CM Punk, the way CM Punk was. But and people change. But sometimes people still hold grudges at the same time. So for me, I wanted to see that match up close and personal. And I tell you, man, those guys went out there. They went to war. They went to war. I think Drew got 25 staples or something like that.
Yeah.
In his head. And it was a bloody affair to where he was leaking pretty bad in that match. And but CM Punk as well, man. He left everything in the ring. He went out there and, performed, still performed at a high level, gave the fans exactly what they wanted. He got a win. I thought it was a good match.
I thought it was a hell of a match just from the Hell in a Cell. Not only the match has been done so many times, and people always try to up the ante. But 27 years ago to the day, there in Atlanta, Georgia, there was the first Bad Blood that featured Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, and still, which is probably the best Hell in a Cell match there's ever been. And you always try to think of a new way you can do it. So I actually really appreciate the innovation that both men try to go through in putting that match together to make some memorable moments. And they definitely put each other through hell. I know we talked about it yesterday. Drew doing the Claymore and landing with his spine on the corner of those steel steps. Woo.
Yeah.
That one, yeah. I felt that one. You know what I mean? Like, I felt that one. That is not something that you want to do.
That's something we was talking about before that match also. It was like somebody's going, are they going to bleed? You remember we was talking about that?
Yeah.
And both of them, they went all out.
The answer was yes.
That's something. That's something that you have to do, I think, in a match like that to really give it that feel. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of that coming up here in the near future with WWE. A little bit more, blood and guts type wrestling like it used to be. And for me, that's always has just been a part of wrestling.
Yeah, and you know what? The feud between Drew and Punk warranted a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, oh, it's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, so let's just get two guys in there and have a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
Like, no, this warranted it. It was a blood feud.
This angle been building for what, damn near 2 years.
I mean, it feels like since CM Punk came back, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It seems like for some reason Drew McIntyre just have had a hair stuck somewhere as far as CM Punk goes. Seems like he just been, itching, chomping at the bit to get a piece of CM Punk for some reason. And it's almost like, that one guy that comes in the locker room that you just don't like. And somewhere down the road, we gotta settle it. And even if we don't have a problem, it's just one of those type of deals.
Yeah.
So I loved it. I'm serious.
And even the small storytelling moments of at the end when he's got the bag and you think it's going to be a bag of tacks, and he pours the bag out and it's the little beads for the friendship bracelet that that they've been fighting over.
Yeah.
And then Punk, right before hitting him with the GTS after he has the chain around his knee, he just takes a handful of those beads and shoves them in his mouth. I wanted
to do the girl that created the beads get a piece of that.
So I think that there was actually, I'll be honest with you, I think there was like some controversy about that on the internet.
It was. I know it was. That's what I'm saying.
And I read though that after she was at the show in Atlanta, I believe, CM Punk had made himself. He made a bracelet to give to her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, man. I mean, seriously, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure they buried the hatchet and fixed that whatever problem that they had, because that's some PR right there. That's a firestorm you really don't want, of course, as well as a little bit of goodwill goes a very, very long way. That's just what I look at.
Absolutely. Now, What was going through your mind though, sitting there? Because by the way, also I love that they brought out a bunch of legends. And you had a nice little Atlanta, Georgia pop
Yeah,
for Booker T when
yeah.
the music went out. But what was it like to see it up close and to feel that Atlanta crowd that you've wrestled in front of so many times?
No, man, I had flashbacks. I really did. I had flashbacks and memories of that working in Atlanta, especially when the crowd goes crazy because they remember those days too, just like I remember them. And so it was surreal. But I was really focused into the match that was going on as well. I really was, and I'm not like that. I'm not the guy that want to sit and watch a match or anything like that.
Right.
But
I know you're not.
I'm serious. But that one, I had a lot of moments to where I was on the edge of my seat and going, "Oh, okay." I really didn't know who. I really didn't even know who to root for. I'm serious in that matchup right there. But I just did want both of those guys to go out there and perform at a high level, and they did that. They delivered. They gave the fans a hell of a match.
Mike Woodson wants to know what's worse, stitches or staples?
Yeah, I never had staples.
I imagine those are worse.
Yeah, I can imagine. But then again, yeah, one thing about the stitch, they normally numb you. I don't know if they numb you with the staple.
Oof, oof. I'm just thinking about like, bam,
Yeah,
bam,
yeah,
bam,
yeah. That's what I'm
bam.
saying. I don't know if they, with the every time I've gotten stitched, they hit you with a little Novocaine, boom. You don't even really feel the stitch at all. You feel that sting of that needle for a second, but that's
Yeah.
about it. Yeah.
This comes from M Music. This is actually just a super chat he just threw in there. Running into the boat looking dapper at Bad Blood was priceless. I did run into M Music in the hall, so shout out to M Music.
Oh,
Me and my boy, we ran into him. Yeah, last minute trip from Reno to ATL. Gents, do we get a new champion tonight? Of course, Gunther versus Sami Zayn. I'm gonna go no.
I'm gonna go no.
Go no.
Yeah.
But that does bring up an interesting point. So Triple H came out and made an announcement that there's going to be a Crown Jewel champion, crowned at Crown Jewel. Not to sound redundant there. It's going to be Cody Rhodes taking on Gunther and Liv Morgan taking on Nia Jax. And the winners of those matches will be the first ever Crown Jewel champion. Now, during that, Gunther came out and another Atlanta native was sitting there in front row, and that was Bill Goldberg. And Bill Goldberg was sitting there, and he had just recently been told by Gunther he was his favorite wrestler growing up. And then Gunther chopped him down, had a lot of moments. I hope you're a better dad than you are a pro wrestler, is one of the things that he said.
You remember when I said that? It is the truth.
Now Gunther was a killer, man. He was great. The segment was great.
Oh,
Goldberg jumps over. It looks
Yeah.
like Goldberg's about to hit and jackhammer and spear somebody. But what did you think of that whole
That
interaction?
was great. Nah, it's the way you put together a show. It really
Yeah.
is. Everybody won in that segment. Everybody to the end, everybody won. So it was really cool actually to see Goldberg, get the Goldberg chant in Atlanta, and it's right there in his backyard. So that's the way it actually supposed to be. So I loved every bit of that segment. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Like you can say something about me, but don't talk about my boy.
Yeah.
It was one of those type of deals. He
Right.
just got totally upset and I can see that as a dad, because I can imagine, somebody might say something about me, but then they say something about my kid. I'm gonna explode. I might lose it a little bit. That's exactly what I saw with that segment, that scene. I was like, man, this is such great TV. That's what I'm looking for when I look at shows, when I look at a wrestling show, whatever kind of show it is. I'm looking to see if it's some real true drama, and they really brought some drama into that segment.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And Gunther, someone said it here in the chat. I what was it? Conan said, I'm surprised Triple H never broke character. Gunther was so funny.
Yeah.
It was so spot on. I
He
don't
was
know
smooth.
how.
He was smooth too. Very smooth.
Super smooth, man.
Yeah, he's very smooth. I was like, man, Gunther got his stuff together, man, and I loved it. And right now, seems like everybody's firing on all cylinders right now.
They really are.
Like everybody's firing on all. I'm talking about all the talent just doing such a great job. And we got to talk about that Jevon Evans and Randy Orton thing coming up too. Yeah, stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section and row for less elsewhere. Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous, Book. So guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price. Guarantee. Oh, yes. Whoa, welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Just chopping it up, talking a little bit of, something. But my thing is, anything else you want to cover?
Last thing on Bad Blood. One more thing I wanted to talk about.
All right.
Was we had the main event, which was the tag match, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes taking on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, the Samoan werewolf. I wanted just to say it was a fun match, a great main event for that Atlanta crowd. And then at the end of the night, the final boss came back, The Rock.
Yeah, I saw the final boss thing on social media. I didn't get a chance to see the match because I was trying to beat the crowd and get out of there and get back to the hotel. But I heard it was a good match. But the thing with The Rock, definitely, I'm sure that caught everybody off guard. I'm sure that was a nice nugget that the fans were like, oh man, this is something right here, as well as the stare down. The one thing in a match like that right there, it really wouldn't have mattered if I would have watched the match, if that would have happened at the end, because that's the only thing that I would have remembered. Because I'm wondering what's going to happen next. Oh, I'm like a big bass I got down there on my wall. I'm hooked. It's set right now. The hook is set. It's set tight. So now I'm all in. So I'm wondering what's going to happen next. So yeah, man, I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was nice, little bit of fun. I will say this, because now that it's over, and I made sure that the word didn't get out, but we were going to the media entrance for the pay-per-view, and I'm sitting there at the media entrance, and we were sent to the wrong place. And I'm sitting there, and as I'm sitting there, a truck drives into the entrance, right? And clear as day, it was The Rock, right? It was clear as day. He was driving in, and I was actually with our guy Chris Van Vliet, and we were like, I guess he's probably going to be on the show tonight.
As soon as he drive by you,
you go, oh.
You look at each other like, okay. Oh.
I remember Chris goes, was that The Rock? I'm like, yeah. Wonder what he's doing here, And then obviously I knew something had to be up toward that main event, but nevertheless, it's just crazy to be in.
I can see Chris saying that too. Was that The Rock? Of course it was The Rock. You saw him, didn't you?
Well, just you wanted to confirm. You want to make sure you confirm.
Oh, you didn't see a ghost. Right? Okay, that's what it was.
Shout out to CVV. But yeah, then the main event happens, and it's just crazy to be in this realm, right? To where The The Rock can just show up on Bad Blood,
No, I
and
like it,
that's
man. It keeps
normal.
it keeps the story going, because I thought that story perhaps was dead. You know, you never know if a story like that is going to keep going because Rock got so much going, he got so much on his plate, but still being one dedicated to the biz. Yeah, so I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I always say you got a star like The Rock that you can implement, that you can, pop a rating. You use it. You know, you use guys like that to the end. So young guys, take notes. You want to be one of those guys.
You definitely want to be one of those guys, and even he did a promo on social media afterward, and it was really, I don't know if you saw any of it. It was really funny. You know, it's him just being the final boss character, but he's walking out of the building and he passes by these security guards who are standing there. He's like, the final boss likes your watch, you know, and just to one of these security guards. And as he's walking out, he's like, and if the final boss had a sister, The Rock would let you date her, you know, like just like stupid stuff like that. But it was just, so you could tell he was so in character and just flowing.
Yeah,
He didn't
yeah,
have anything prepared. He was just going,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
off the top of his head. And it was a fun moment. But yeah, I know, I think Atlanta had a great night. Atlanta had a great night for Bad Blood.
Yeah. I mean, sold out.
Sold
So
out, 60th sellout of the year.
I couldn't get no comps, man. No comps. All my boys, they tried to get them some tickets, and I had to call them and tell them that the bad news, bro. I'm sorry, but we ain't got nada, in the house, So, oh man, a lot of upset brothers, man. A lot of upset brothers. That's why, man, I hate going to, certain places where people always want tickets. I mean, go, damn it, go buy you a ticket.
Let me ask you this: when the show's in Houston, like how many calls do you get?
Oh, several. But I pretty much have shut everybody off though. I've cut everybody right now with the new merger with the TKO deal. Man, it's different. They ain't giving. They selling tickets, man.
We sell tickets here, brother.
Selling tickets. They're not giving away tickets anymore. They are selling tickets. It's got to be really, it's got. And the thing is, they're not doing house shows anymore. So that's going to be that's going to make people want to go to the show when it comes to town. Automatically it's going to be sold out because people want to see it. They haven't seen it. So it's going to be hard to get comp tickets going forward. All you guys out there that want comp tickets, ain't no damn tickets going forward. So I'm just putting it out there.
You're not Ticketmaster. Like you can't just go in there and get.
Let's take a couple of super chats, man. Let's take a couple of super chats.
So yeah, and then we want to talk about obviously Jevon Evans and
Yeah.
We'll
talk about that. But I was just thinking, we let's just get a few in just on GP.
Loso Dolo, these are actually the paid ones, so I'm gonna get to these first. It says congrats on 800,000, 1 million next.
Boom. So where we going, man? We're on to 900K first. Let's stop there. We're gonna stop at 900K and then on to a milli, baby. And we need you guys to do it. So make sure if you know somebody and they're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure they click like and subscribe. Do it now. I'd do it for you.
Biba Max says went to the meet and greet yesterday. Nobody showed. When is it postponed to? If it's still on? Yeah, we put up information on our social there, Biba. Really apologize about that.
Yeah, we apologize about that. Something came up. Brad and I had to go take care of some business. But we are gonna return on that, and when we return, we're gonna have a very, very special guest alongside with me at the same time. That's what I want to do more than anything. I knew we had the autograph signing set up, but I wanted to reschedule it just because I didn't have that special guest that I want to be there with me. So stick around, stay tuned. It's gonna get greater later. I promise you.
It's gonna get greater later. I love that. Our next one here is from Turfa Quimbe. He gifted a reality wrestling subscription. So somebody just got gifted a sub. So we appreciate you, Turfa, for doing that. And again, if you subscribe to the Reality Wrestling YouTube channel, we appreciate it. But if you become a channel member, you get things like the Cherry Martell Classic before anybody else gets it. You get to see live streams of our shows on a month-to-month basis that nobody else gets to see. You get to see everything. You get behind-the-scenes clips. You get interviews early, all kinds of stuff if you become a channel member. So we definitely highly recommend that you do that.
Do it. Do it now. I do it for you.
Yeah, man. Let's see. We got another one here. This comes from John JID 999. That does say Jevon Evans going to have the match of his life.
Since you brought it up, we was going to talk about Jevon Evans and Randy Orton, the legend killer. Not the legend killer right here. This is a rookie. This is a rookie right here. He's the legend in this aspect right here. Is the rookie going to be the legend killer? Jevon Evans coming in a big, high profile situation right here. And for me, I love it because when you're young like that, man, you don't think about losing or anything. You think about going out and just giving it your all. Wherever the chips fall, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I say that because I remember being in these same positions as Jevon Evans. Every time I got in the ring with a legend, like Ric Flair, like a Steamboat, Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart, I didn't think about their legendary status at the time. I did with Ric Flair.
Ric Flair was probably like, whoa.
Yeah, I did with Rick because I was young and he was the first. Steamboat, he was quick, fast. I was quick, fast. So I thought I might have a chance here. I might have a chance. That's one of those things. But I kept up with him very well. By the time I got to Bret Hart, my confidence was, skyrocketing. It was off the chains. It was like Roxanne Perez. But I look at a kid like Jevon Evans. He's had so many high profile moments already in NXT, and this right here is going to surpass that by far, by leaps and bounds, by far. Stepping in the ring with someone like Randy Orton, I cannot wait to see how that thing turn out. It's going to be a special night for this kid that truly is going to go down in his memory bank as perhaps the highlight of his career at the end of his career. Man, I remember the first time I got a chance to step in with a legend. That legend was 14-time world champion Randy Orton. Good God, man.
Well, and also think about this before we go to break. Just think about this. Jevon Evans is how old is he? 20
years old.
20. If not for this opportunity in NXT, by the time Jevon maybe got to the main roster, Randy could already been ridden off into the sunset. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is maybe the only opportunity he would have ever gotten, theoretically speaking, to work Randy Orton. So I'm sure he's going to treasure this, and this is going to be a tent pole night for Jevon Evans.
Yeah, man. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey, everyone. It's Brad Gilmore from the Hall of Fame here with the one and only Booker T, the 5-time WCW champion. And we're excited to talk to you about something that's been a game changer for the both of us. That's HelloFresh.
That's right, Brad. HelloFresh makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable with farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. You can skip those tiring trips to the grocery store and dive straight into cooking delicioso meals, man.
Absolutely, Book. HelloFresh offers over 50 recipes and a ton of market items to choose from every single week. You could say goodbye to meal planning woes and hello to convenience. I've been loving their quick and easy recipes. They're ready in 20 minutes or less, which means I can spend less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying that Texas summer sunshine.
And let me tell you, the fit and wholesome recipes are perfect for keeping you feeling great all summer long. They're balanced pack with fresh produce and under 650 calories per serving. Plus, HelloFresh kids-friendly recipes are picky eater proof. My kids love them.
And here's the best part, BT. If you go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker, that's HelloFresh.com/freebooker right now, you can get one free breakfast item for life. Forever, the entire time you're alive. That is HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
America's #1 meal kit. Baby, trust me, you won't regret it. HelloFresh takes the hassle out of meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep. You just choose your meals, select a delivery date, and get cooking, man.
So what are you waiting for? Go to HelloFresh.com/freebooker. That's HelloFresh.com/freebooker for free breakfast for life. HelloFresh.com/freebooker.
Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We're just about to wrap this thing up. Let's should we talk about what's going down in NXT Tuesday just a little bit?
Yeah, go for it, man. We talk about
Let's talk
Jevon
about
Evans.
it's a big day. This is going to be a big day. Like I said, Jevon Evans, Randy Hart. It's going to be a big day. But that three-way ladies, man, that three-way
Oh, yeah,
ladies is
man.
going to be real good. Bianca Belair going to be stepping in with Jade Cargill as well as Kalani Jordan versus, oh my God, Fatal Influence. JC Jane, the rock star, Fallon Henley, the pro, and the NYX, Jasmine Nix. Oh my God, man. Shucky ducky quack quack. I'm talking about Cholula Green all over the place. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be hot. That's what I'm talking about. Cholula Green. Cholula Green. You feel me? You feel me?
That's what. Oh, yeah, that's what you're referring to.
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure. No, obviously, all six of those women incredibly talented, and to see and for Kalani to get to be tagging with the women's tag team champions.
Yeah, it's another moment. That's another moment for someone like her, so young, into this game, to get a chance to rub elbows with, someone. Hopefully, perhaps you look up to. I know for me, if I would have been in that position in my young, I remember getting a chance to do a 6-man, and Butch Reed was my brother and I. Tag team partner, and it was a great night. We were so freaking overjoyed just to be in the ring with Butch Reed, someone that we had watched on television, Houston, Texas, Paul Bosch wrestling so many times, and then to actually be in the same corner with him, goosebumps just go through me right now. But yeah, so for Kalani, this should be a big moment for her.
And then on the other side, when you look at those three women, who've been working together. Obviously, JC Jane has had a faction before. Jasmine Nix on the come up. What do you see out of those three?
I think with those guys, it's like you watch my back, I watch yours mentality. We all try to get to the same place, and that's to the main roster. I look at JC Jane. She's been in NXT for a minute, and she's one of those types. She can go to the main roster right now, but she's so good. She can still help so many of those girls coming up before she actually make the crossover. And I look at Fallon Henley, and I look at her the same way. She's so good. Can she go to the main roster? She can go right now, but she's such an asset to NXT. And when it's time to move her, I'm hoping that she's going to get her shine. And then you got someone like Jasmine Nix, who's on the come up, who need that rub, who need someone to guide them just a little bit, to give them that springboard to actually perhaps, get them off and running as well. So I think that, like I said, it's one of those mentality. You watch my back, I watch yours mentality. Well, hopefully get to our destination.
Yeah, I like that pairing too. I like the pairing of the three of them together. And again, so much of this business is about presence, right? And when you look at the six women that you just mentioned, and even Jevon Evans, to that for that matter, everyone has a presence about them when they walk through the curtain.
Yeah.
You're like, they just have a feel to them. Especially obviously Jade and Bianca. Obviously they've got a crazy feel, but Kalani, just kind of really coming into her own with that NXT North American Women's Championship.
Yeah.
I feel like she's really starting to put everything together.
I mean, she's feeling it. She's feeling it. But more super chats. Let's roll. We get alone time.
Okay, well, you know what? If y'all have a question, throw them in here. You open the floodgates for people to make them free, and they're not even bringing them now. You know what I mean? They're like, "What do you mean? What do you mean free? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking
free,
about."
All you got to do is just if you got a question, guy. You better ask.
So this one, I'll throw this comment up. This from Cali Tonio. Gunther been the man for over 2 years. That's why, in my opinion, he's never crossed paths with Roman Reigns. Think about it. Roman versus Gunther. I see what he's saying. They're so dominant in what they're doing. You don't really want them to rub shoulders right now. You want them just to continue on their path forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's going to be a time and place for that. And I think the way Gunther has been placed has been great, because he's had that ascension. It's always been on the rise. It's never been like stagnant or anything like that. It's always been trajectory has been going up. And it seems like he's picking his battles very, very wisely to actually get to the top of the company. And it's almost like chronologically. He's not just jumping, here first, and I like that with him. They're building him to be such a dominant champion as well to when he does finally meet Roman. Man, what a battle that could be between those two. Who's going to walk away the winner of that one? That's something and I made a statement, a couple of weeks ago as far as who do I think the best wrestler right now out there is, and I said Gunther, just because I think he's the most believable guy. His ascension, his rise has been believable, and it's been intriguing. For me, Roman Reigns is a guy has been pretty much unstoppable, unbeatable,
Untouchable. Yeah,
exactly. So when it happens, man, I think the world is going to be waiting for it, and I think the arena going to be sold out. I think that's what we're going to be thinking about more than anything.
that's a WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, definitely it is.
That's a WrestleMania main event.
It's got to be big. It's no reason to, put those two in there just to, have a match. No,
Right.
it's not gonna happen.
Here's some chats coming in. Joshua Barnes, who's a wrestler you never got? What do you mean, Josh? You mean like the appeal? Like you never got the appeal of somebody? I don't know. To me, Book, I mean, it doesn't matter if you get it or not. If they get over, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was just going to say. It's not for me to, disparage anybody or anything like that. Just if I didn't get them, there's been a lot of guys I didn't get, but I wouldn't want to say it. The guy that I didn't get in the ring, Shawn Michaels, that 1-on-1, I can give you that. But if it was the other question, nah, man, I don't go that route.
Okay, there's some stuff in here. I mean, again, guys, let's ask questions that we can really ask, and let's not get into deep issues about anything. You know what I mean?
People try to, I don't have a chat line up. I'm sorry.
Well, people look. I mean, we can talk about it because you mentioned it before, but people are asking about: do you think Triple H has any bias against black male wrestlers?
You know what? That's a great question.
I mean, we talked about this last week.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's people out there, they're gonna wonder, and if we try to run away from a question like that, they're gonna say, why? No, I love it. No. My thing is, I don't think it's any bias at all. I don't think it's looked at that way. From Triple H, me personally, I don't. Just because I'm there on a weekly basis. I know what the show needs to actually thrive and get to the next level. Has there been bias in the wrestling business, in the wrestling company before? Yes, it has. Maybe angles perhaps are touchy. Yes, it's been, I've been a part of them. But do I think it's any? Do I think it's race related or anything like that, or someone being belittled on purpose, or because I saw something, a comment that there hadn't been any black guys on the show in the last 3 months, on the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to say, okay, what guys are we talking about that we're saying that should be on the pay-per-view, and are they in any angles to warrant the reason for being on the pay-per-view? I'm just saying, because this thing goes in ebbs and flows. All right. And one thing about this business also, it's just a fact. It's more white guys in it than it is black guys and girls. It just is. It's always been that way. And I never look at should someone just be on the show. I look at whether their talent warrant them being on the show, and as well, are they in an angle right now? Sometimes you might want to see me, but I might want to be off
Well, yeah, and on a pay-per-view, especially recently, they're only doing 5 matches,
Yeah,
right? I
yeah.
mean, look, Jey Uso, one of the most over guys in the company right now, just won the Intercontinental Championship, and he wasn't even anywhere around on Bad Blood.
I mean, he was sitting in the booth with me. He was in the box
Right,
with me.
right,
Yeah,
right, exactly.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes you gotta. This thing, it's like a merry-go-round, and sometimes you got to be on. Sometimes you got to be off. And if you're just thinking about it from a black and white perspective, you could get caught up in the weeds of what's really going on. So to answer your question, no, I do not think Triple H has an arterial motive to why people aren't on the show. I think he has a motive to why people are on the show more than anything.
Well, and let me just say this real quick. If just because we spent a lot of time talking about NXT, NXT champion Trick Williams, um, Obafemi is the North American champion, Kalani Jordan is the women's North American champion. You have the women's tag team champions, which are Bianca and Jade. Roxanne Perez, who's a woman of color, is the NXT women's champion. And I think that every one of those people deserve to be in the position they're in. And I don't think it has a color thing to do it. It's just like that's the right angle.
Tag team champions, one guy's from Spain.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, yeah. NXT men's tag team champions. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? And what's the other guy from? Where is he from?
I'll look it up.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it's a black and white thing. I don't think it's a race thing at this stage of the game. I think if you're talented enough, I think if you're good, cream is going to rise to the top every time. I feel like Bianca Belair earned her spot. No one gave it to her. I feel like Jade Cargill has come in and done a hell of a job. She's blending in perfectly to try to get to that next level as well. I look at someone like Bayley, who's, an extraordinary talent, and that's the reason why she's on the card doing what she's doing. I'm serious. That's the only thing I look at when I look at the talent on the roster. Right. Can they go out and perform? I know we've gone over time. You can edit it.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I think at the end of the day, in the company, the best guys are getting the opportunities. I don't think Jey Uso would be getting the opportunity if he wasn't going out and making the fans rock, because that arena rocks when he goes to the ring. When he's doing his thing, it seems like the arena is moving. You can feel it. And when you got guys like that, you put the rocket on them. It's just that simple. And the thing is, you got to figure out how to get the fans to do that. You got to figure out how to make the fans move. It's not going to happen by osmosis. It's not going to happen by some angle that they put you in, and it worked. They can put you in 1,000 angles, but if you're not doing the work, that's why I just want to say this before we get off the air. With a lot of the young people out there, if you're waiting on somebody to write something for you to get you over, it ain't going to happen. You got to do that yourself. You got to create your own angles, and that's in the middle of that square circle. And you do that, they'll write something for you. They'll make sure they get you on the show. Trust me, I got reality of wrestling. All right. And guys go out there and wet the bed, they don't get booked. Okay. That's just the way it is. All right. But we got to get up out of here, man. Yeah, Chris Brown wet the bed. Wet the bed. Yeah, you don't remember that song?
I remember.
Yeah, that's Chris Brown.
And it put you to bed?
You know what, Breezy, man? Speaking of Breezy, they need to give Breezy more props, man. They need to give Breezy more props. This dude is one of the greatest of all.
He's very talented.
We need to give him his props now before he's 50, 60 years old. Give Breezy his props. Guys, we need to start a movement. Give Breezy his props. Okay, but we got to get out of here. I want to thank everybody.
That's the movement we should start. I mean, I feel you, but I don't.
Come on, man. Come on.
I feel you, but I don't.
Breezy, is he locked up?
No.
Is he in jail?
No.
Is he, has he got charges on him?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak so emphatically because I don't know that for a fact.
You got to get out of here, man. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, all the chatters. We're going to do that, more often as well. But again, guys, want to thank you guys for helping us get to 800,000 subscribers. Man, the work still is yet to be done as well, on to 900,000. Getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, Brad, for all the heavy lifting. And until next time, guys, peace. We love you. We out.